A ruthless police officer attacked a blind girl and her K9 service dog, but what happened next shocked everyone. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The late afternoon sun cast a golden glow over the busy street as cars rolled past, horns echoing in the distance. Among the noise and movement, a small girl walked slowly, her hand gripping the harness of her loyal K9 service dog. Her other hand held a white cane. She was only 7, with soft blonde hair tied in pigtails, her pale blue dress brushing against her knees. Though the world around her was just a blur of sound and sensation, her dog was her compass, steady, watchful, and alert to every subtle shift in their environment. People in the bustling street paused for a moment as they noticed the girl and her German shepherd. The dog's black and tan coat gleamed in the sunlight, its vest marked clearly, Service K9, Do Not Pet. A few kind strangers smiled softly, admiring their quiet, heartwarming bond. But as the girl stepped onto the crosswalk, the peaceful rhythm of the street began to change. A distant wail of sirens grew louder with every passing second. The dog's ears perked, its muscles tensing. Something was coming, something that would shatter the calm of this ordinary day. The sirens became deafening, bouncing off the tall buildings. The little girl froze, tightening her grip on the K9's harness. She couldn't see the flashing lights, but she could feel the tension ripple through her dog's body and hear the panicked murmurs of bystanders. Suddenly, 2 police cruisers screeched to a halt, blocking the crosswalk. Officers leapt out, weapons drawn, shouting orders the girl couldn't fully understand. She only caught the words, "Get down." The commanding voices sliced through the air, making her heart pound. Confused, she clutched her dog closer, trembling. The K9 barked sharply, stepping protectively in front of her, non-aggressive, but alert. To the frantic police, though, it was a perceived threat. In a split second, chaos erupted. A gunshot rang out. The German shepherd yelped, collapsing onto the pavement as the little girl screamed. Bystanders gasped in shock, some recording on their phones, others covering their mouths in horror. The girl dropped to her knees, reaching for her wounded companion. Her hands found his fur, warm and sticky with blood. Her tears fell fast, mixing with the crimson pooling on the asphalt. "No, please, no," she whispered. The shepherd lifted his head slightly, whining as if to comfort her. Even in pain, his loyal eyes never left her face. Nearby, angry voices rose from the crowd. "She's just a little girl," one man shouted. "That's her service dog," a woman cried. The realization began to dawn on some officers, their expressions shifting from aggression to shock, but it was too late. The girl clung to her dog, shaking. She couldn't see the horrified faces or the cameras filming, but she could hear the gasps, the sirens, the whispers. Her world was now pain, fear, and a desperate hope that her best friend would survive. Parents shielded their children's eyes. A man stepped forward, pointing at the officers. "You've gone too far. She's blind, look at her dog." More voices joined in, broadcasting the scene live across social media. The shepherd gave a weak bark, trying to stand. His paws trembled, but his eyes stayed fixed on his girl. She reached for him, whispering through sobs, "Please don't leave me. I need you." The police stepped back under the weight of the crowd's judgment. A paramedic pushed through, kneeling beside the girl. "We'll help him," she said softly. From the crowd, an elderly man in a faded military cap stepped forward. "Wait. I know this dog," he said, his voice trembling. He knelt beside the K9. "This dog saved lives in my unit. He's not just a service animal, he's a hero." The girl turned her head toward his voice. You knew my dog?" she asked, clinging to his paw. "Yes, sweetheart," he said gently. He once saved me. And I promise, we're going to save him now. The community rallied. The dog was lifted onto a stretcher, and the veteran placed a reassuring hand on the girl's shoulder. You're coming too. No one's leaving him alone. In the ambulance, the girl clutched her dog's paw, lips trembling in silent prayer. The veteran sat beside her, lending strength with his steady presence. At the hospital, doctors and veterinary specialists worked side by side. The K9's breathing was shallow, his body bruised, but his spirit unbroken. He's a fighter, one vet murmured as they hooked up in 4. Through the glass, the officers watched in shame. The veteran turned to them. Remember this, not all heroes wear badges. Some walk on 4 legs, asking for nothing. Hours crawled by. Then, a faint wag of the tail. The girl gasped, tears spilling down her cheeks. He's responding, the vet said with a smile. Hope flooded the room. Days later, in a small courtroom, the officers stood with heads bowed. The veteran testified passionately. She's blind, he said. But today, you all saw more clearly than ever. When it was the girl's turn, she stood, trembling, hand on her dog's head. He saved my life. He's my family. He never hurt anyone. The room was silent. Even the judge was moved. The verdict, guilty of misconduct. The officers were ordered to compensate the girl and attend service dog and blind community training. As the girl left, her K9 walking proudly beside her, the veteran smiled. She whispered to her dog, "We're safe now." His tail wagged, and for the first time since that terrible day, her world felt bright again.